Is Wondrous Tails actually worth the effort? Should you go out of your way to try and get the maximum chance for 3 lines, or is it fine to just aim for 2? And is that even worth it? How about forcing the one-liner, or is it better to just finish the Wondrous Tails as quickly as possible and move on with it? It partly depends on your luck, and partly depends on your situation, so let's talk about this. Get ready for some probability. Let's start with how to unlock the Wondrous Tails. Simply pick up the quest Keeping Up with the Aliapos from the Unctuous Adventurer in Idleshire. It does not have any pre-quest requirements, so you should be able to access this quest right around when you reach Idleshire. This leads you to Chloe Aliapo, which is the NPC you will pick up your Wondrous Tails from. Once per weekly reset, you can pick up a Wondrous Tails journal, and the journal can be handed in during the weekly reset you picked it up in, or the following reset. If you wait longer than this, then Chloe will simply not accept your journal and give you 0 reward, and also comment on its oldness. This means that if you pick up a journal this week, and then don't hand it in until next week, Chloe will still give you a new journal next week right after you hand in your current one. To check on your journal, check under the Key Items tab in your inventory and simply use it. This opens a window with 16 semi-random tasks to complete, 16 stickers to fill in, the so-called Second Chances button, and the reward list. To start, the tasks on the left are completely unrelated to the sticker box on the right, and completing a task simply allows you to fill in a random sticker on the right, and all 16 slots are equally likely to be chosen. The 16 tasks of a given week are semi-randomly chosen and are not identical between players. You can even be given tasks that you have yet to unlock, although only level 1 to 60 content tasks will be offered until you reach max level, after which all of the options unlock, regardless of whether you have access to content or not. For a max level player, the tasks are distributed as follows. 3 tasks involving either a leveling dungeon in a specific expansion's interval, or an endgame dungeon from a specific expansion. 1 task which is always a level 90 dungeon. 2 tasks involving an A Realm Reborn extreme encounter. 2 tasks involving any existing alliance raids. 3 tasks involving normal raids that exist in the roulette, some of them in batches so you have the freedom to choose which one in that particular raid tier you want to do. And then 5 fillers, which can include a fight in a Coils of Bahamut raid tier, any Heavensward, Stormblood or Shadowbringers extreme fight, a treasure map dungeon, Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, a frontline match, a rival wings match, or a crystalline conflict match. Notably, you do not have to win the PvP matches. Now, as you can get at most 9 stickers, you will at most have to do 9 different tasks on this list. However, this is when the second chances come in. Whenever you complete any content with a first timer in your group, one of the rewards for completing will include +1 second chances for your Wondrous Tails, and you can have up to 9. The second chances can be used for 2 things. For 1 second chance, you can retry one of the tasks you have already completed, at the cost of randomly removing a different task. Meaning, you should typically do all the tasks you are willing to do before using this option, but this does allow you to simply do one specific task 9 times in a row if you have the second chances to do it. For 2 second chances, you can use Shuffle to re-roll all of your stickers so they get placed again. This is only accessible when you have between 3 and 7 stickers though. However, you should only use this when you have 7 stickers, since this maximizes the value of this option. There is no benefit to using Shuffle on less than 7 stickers. This means you can fish for a decent sticker lineup of 7, but it still leaves the last 2 stickers up to chance. With enough time and luck, you could guarantee 2 lines this way, but never 3. Speaking of lines, a line only counts if it is a full 4 stickers in length, meaning that there are 4 horizontal line options, 4 vertical line options, and 2 diagonal line options. There are a grand total of 11,400 unique ways to place these 9 stickers. And of those 11,400 options, only 24 of them have 3 lines. For comparison, there are over 1,000 solutions that have 2 lines, and close to 5,000 with just 1 line. Another thing worth considering is that you need 9 stickers to get 3 lines, whereas both 1 and 2 lines are within the 7 stickers where you can still re-roll them, so those can be forcibly guaranteed if you so desire. For 3 lines, the best you can do is get a high chance, which also caps out at around 1 in 12. Now, with all the odds laid out, what are the rewards actually? And more importantly, are they worth the hassle? Let's begin with the guaranteed rewards. By simply filling out a Wondrous Tails journal, you're guaranteed the 9 Seals rewards, which lets you choose between 10,000 gil, 500 Tomestones of Poetics, or one of the most recent treasure maps. Additionally, you're also granted 50% of a level in XP to whichever job you're currently using. Given that this reward is always guaranteed, if you have the time, it is always worth doing the Wondrous Tails just for this, especially if you have a job that can benefit from the XP. In terms of which reward to pick, I recommend choosing the Poetics if you have anything practical to use Poetics for that you can't get for anything else, like, for example, equipment. If you just want the most valuable option in terms of cold hard cash, 10,000 gil is a reliable choice, but sometimes the treasure maps can be significantly more valuable, so it might be a good idea to check your market before you choose. For the single line rewards, which is on average more likely to happen than not, you can choose between 30,000 MGP for the gold saucer, a bronze certificate, and 50 of the weekly capped tomestones. For the time it takes to fill in a Wondrous Tails, the 50 tomestones are never worth taking, as they do count towards your weekly limit. 30,000 MGP is difficult to value as you cannot really sell them, and none of the items you can purchase for MGP can be sold either. However, if you are saving up for something that can be bought with MGP, then the time saved by being handed a free 30,000 can be considered valuable. The most valuable item you can purchase with the bronze certificate are between all of the different cracked crystals, as they can purchase gatherer and, more importantly, crafter materia, which is often significantly more valuable than combat and gatherer materia. Depending on which materia you choose to buy with the crystals, you can make over 10,000 gil from the sale. Just to be clear, while there are minions you can purchase as well, all of them can also be obtained through the minion loot boxes from the Grand Companies, and are not exactly the rarest among them, so these tend to sell for very little. As such, I recommend getting 30,000 MGP, or if you have no use for MGP at all, then get the bronze certificate. In regards to whether it is worth going out of your way to force a one-line journal, I think the value is so little that the difference between 0 lines and 1 line is nearly nothing. Better save your second chances. For the 2-line rewards, you can choose between 100,000 MGP, a silver certificate, or 500 of the farmable tomestones. Now, the silver certificate is the most interesting thing here, because these can buy a few select accessories that you can't get anywhere else, except through Unreal raids from Faux Hollow right next to Chloe. For example, the Corgi Scarf. If you want any of those items, then the silver certificate is of course the obvious choice. Again, if you just want the most money, then your tradable options are between the Spriggan, Cap, and the 3 minions. As of the making of this video, the brave new Urianger minion is by far the most valuable, and as the 3 minions cost just 1 certificate compared to the Spriggan Caps 2, the minions are both a smaller investment and a bigger payoff all at once. The ornate gear options are always 1 raid tier out of date, making them typically unhelpful, and so difficult or impossible to sell at a good price. Naturally, the 100,000 MGP is invaluable if you're actually saving up for something in the gold saucer, and if not, it might as well be worthless. The 500 tomestones, however, can be used to progress a relic weapon, or if you're just interested in money, you can buy crafting materials needed for the most recent crafted combat gear. For 500 tomestones, you can buy 25 of them, so depending on the price on your world, this can be a decent choice. It is worth pointing out that while this is significantly less money than the minions are worth, and that the price can fluctuate a lot, these materials tend to get sold much quicker, so if you're concerned about getting your payout, this is a safe option. Now, in regards to whether it is worth forcing a 2-line journal, your payout for a 2-line is somewhere in the ballpark of 100,000 to 300,000. Most, if not all, of the combinations of stickers that lead to 2 lines with only 7 stickers also have the added bonus of having a good chance of getting 3 lines. So ultimately, if you're aiming for 3 lines, this is a sort of consolation price if nothing else. To force 2 lines, you have to use the second chance option Shuffle until you happen to get 2 lines outright, which has a very low chance of happening. Basically, take any of the 3-line solutions and remove any 2 stickers that at most breaks 1 line, and that's essentially all of the options. I did not calculate every option in detail, but at most, the 3-line solutions could yield 3 2-line solutions with 7 stickers, so ignoring that some of those solutions are identical, we can at least guarantee that the chance is less than 1%. Probably. This means that on average, you would have to shuffle 99 times to get a guaranteed 2-line journal. Remember that you need 2 second chances to do so, and to get a second chance, you need to complete content with first-timers, meaning that while you can skew the odds in your favor by focusing on main scenario quest content, it is never guaranteed. And the time for a duty to be finished can vary anywhere between 5 minutes and 40 minutes depending on what you're doing. For the sake of the optimal situation, to shuffle 99 times, you would need 198 second chances, and these would each take at least 5 minutes to get, which would take over 16 hours to accomplish. Remember, the value of the reward is essentially somewhere around 300,000 at best. With 16 hours of farming, I'm relatively confident most players could scrounge together 300,000 gil. So if your target is just 2 lines, I would absolutely not recommend trying to force the 2-line journal. However, if you have the second chances on hand anyway, you could try and aim for a sticker situation that at least has a higher chance of getting 2 lines if you like. After all, on average, you have over 10% chance to get 2 lines. And finally, for the 3-line rewards. You have the choice between 3 silver certificates. Do not pick this, ever. 1 million MGP, or a gold certificate. Now, what you can get with a gold certificate is probably very interesting. You have the choice between a handful of tradable mounts. The tradable mounts all fluctuate around a value of 8 million gil, and that is because this is the only way to get these mounts. Again, however, aside from the faux hollow. In terms of permanent value, these mounts are all reliable choices, either to earn for yourself or to sell. The other significant option is that the current raid tier's ornate crafted chest pieces are available. The key differences between the ornate version is that it comes pre-packaged with 5 materia slots, as opposed to the ordinary version that has 2, and then has to overmeld for the rest. Not only does this save the user a bit of money due to not needing to overmeld, but also gives slightly more stats, because you can fit 2 additional grade 10 materia in them, rather than grade 9. Now, every time a new raid tier's crafted gear becomes available, the ornate chest pieces are replaced here, and it is worth keeping in mind that the certificates you get from Chloe have no expiration date, so you can hold onto it until you decide it's time to use it. In the first days of a raid tier, you can typically expect these ornate chest pieces to sell for no less than 10 million gil, but they can sell for upwards of 30 million depending on how desperate, insane or wealthy the particular Savage Raider or raid team might be. This means that if you're attempting to make the most money possible, this would be the strategy to aim for. If you instead want money right now, then the mounts are a good option, although it may take a while for them to sell. If you are patient, however, waiting for the right time to sell a chest piece could net you enough money to buy multiple of the mounts on the list. Now, is it actually worth trying to fish for a 3-line journal? The short answer, no. Absolutely not. The longer answer, if you fish for just the right 7-sticker solution with Shuffle, you can reach a 1 in 12 chance to get 3 lines, which is significantly better than the 1 in 475 chance that the 24 out of 11,400 solutions suggest. However, the chance of getting such a 7-sticker solution is, as I mentioned for the 2-line journal, very low, and you might have to shuffle 100 times to get it. And even if you did, you'd have a 1 in 12 chance to get it, meaning on average you'd have to try this 12 times before you had a success. That's 198 hours of farming second chances at minimum with perfect luck. If you could find a strategy to farm 100,000 gil per hour in that time, you'd be able to collect close to 20 million gil without the random chance. So to give my personal advice on the Wondrous Tails, if you have second chances on hand to shuffle with anyway, there's nothing wrong with fishing for a better result. In fact, if you have plenty of time left on the journal, you could hold on to it and keep it at 7 stickers. Simply complete 2 tasks so you can get your last 2 stickers when you're done. Then you can spend any extra second chances you manage to accumulate over the week and then hand in when you're satisfied, or when you can grab a new journal the next week. However, you should not go out of your way to farm second chances. It is simply not worth the effort, and most of the rewards you can get from Wondrous Tails are tradable, so simply earning gil and purchasing the thing you want is a more reliable way to get it. View the 3-line Wondrous Tails journal like winning in the lottery. It's probably not happening, so don't try to force it, but you can of course dream. Now, That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support me and my channel, you can make sure to let the YouTube algorithm know by liking the video, leaving a comment, subscribing and hitting the bell to get notified when next I post a video. And if you want to give even more support than that, you can also become a member of the channel like these wonderful people here. Fun fact, probably the fastest way to fill out a Wondrous Tails journal is to repeatedly do one of the older extremes, making use of retries. For example, several jobs can beat Ultima Weapon in less than 10 seconds. During Shadowbringers, when Blue Mages reached level 70, it became possible to instantly one-shot most of the Realm Reborn extreme fights, including Shiva, although it was not entirely guaranteed. But it was by far one of the fastest ways to do these encounters at the time.